so today I'm showing you how to make this delicious spicy fried chicken drizzled with hot honey butter, and it's placed in a yummy flaky honey butter biscuit, all homemade. So let's get started. Okay guys, so first things first, clean the chicken. I'm using boneless chicken thighs. You can of course use boneless chicken breast as well. Alright, next, after I clean and wash my chicken, I season it with the following seasonings: onion powder, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, some Goya Sazon, some ground cumin, and Italian seasoning. Now also, to make the chicken spicy, I added in some Cajun seasoning. If you want your chicken to be even more on the spicy side, you could add in some crushed red pepper flakes and some cayenne pepper, and that'll make it really spicy. Alright, but I wanted to keep mine on the mild side, so I only added in some spicy Cajun seasoning. So mix the seasoning on both sides of the pieces of chicken really well, and then if you want, you can cover this and let it marinate for 1 hour. Alright, so next I have a Ziploc bag, and in here I'm placing some flour, and to the flour I'm gonna add a little bit of each seasonings that I used on my chicken. Alright, the only thing I didn't really add to the flour is much salt. I added a tiny bit because I don't want my chicken to be too salty. So add in the seasonings and mix it really well until it's well combined. Okay guys, so next, if you want to make your chicken really extra crispy, what you can do is take about 2 eggs, beat it, and then add it in with the pieces of chicken. Mix that really well, and then take the pieces of chicken and drop it into the Ziploc bag with the flour. Alright, and that'll make your chicken come out extra crispy. I didn't do that this time. I just placed my pieces of seasoned chicken into my Ziploc bag, and I covered the chicken really well with the flour mixture, shook off the extra flour, and then we'll fry them up. Okay guys, so after I placed my chicken into the flour mixture, I left it in the Ziploc bag, and real quick we're gonna start making our honey butter biscuits so that while it's in the oven we can finish frying up our chicken. Alright, so in my bowl I placed some flour. I also placed some baking powder, salt, and I'm using brown sugar. You can use regular white sugar if you'd like. Mix that together really well, and then I'm gonna add in some butter. Make sure it's cold butter, okay? So add a few tablespoons of butter in there, and then I'm using my hands to kind of cut the butter in with the flour. So what I'm doing is kind of rubbing the butter in with the flour. Okay, so at this point I'm not rubbing the butter completely into the flour to the point where like the butter is dissolved in the flour. Okay, I kind of want my dough to have little chunks of butter throughout the biscuits. Okay, so it's okay if there's like semi-huge pieces of butter left in here. That's totally fine. So after I do that, you guys, we're gonna start adding in our milk. So I'm using whole milk, and I'm gonna slowly start adding in the milk. So you're gonna slowly add in the milk until the flour comes together and forms a soft semi-wet dough. Okay, the dough should still be a little on the wet sticky side. So once I have a dough, I'm going to take it and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on my counter surface. Then I'm going to place that dough on top of the counter surface. And at this point, I'm going to lightly knead it just until I have a nice, smooth, soft dough. You want to sprinkle some flour as you're kneading it to get the perfect consistency of a dough, alright? So when you finish making the dough, it should be nice and soft. Okay, so at this point what I'm gonna do is roll my dough out a little bit. Alright, and at this point I'm trying to make layers in the biscuit, so I rolled it out, and then I'm kind of gonna fold it in about 4s. You'll see me do it in a second, and this is to make layers in the biscuit. So I just folded it like that, and then I rolled it out a little bit more. So roll it out, and then you're gonna cut out your biscuits. So you can use cookie cutter, or like I did, because my cookie cutter was way too big, I used a cup and I just used that to press out my biscuits. So do that, and then you're gonna press it on a sprayed baking sheet. Okay, so just remember, after you fold the dough and then you're about to roll it out, don't roll it out too thin, because then you're gonna have like smaller biscuits, and you want your biscuits to be a little more big and puffy. Okay, so after I cut out those biscuits, I just rolled the dough again, and I just like cut out more biscuits, and I kept doing that until I couldn't do it anymore. All right, and placing it on my baking sheet. Then I'm gonna brush the top of each biscuit with some melted butter. I preheated my oven to 425 degrees, you guys, and you want to place the biscuit in the oven on the middle rack. So place it in there, and you're going to bake it for about 15 minutes or so till your biscuits become nice and golden brown and they're done baking. Okay, so back to the chicken. While my biscuits is in the oven baking, I'm gonna fry up my chicken. All right, I have my frying pan over medium-high heat. I added in some oil to fry the chicken. Once the oil gets nice and hot, I'm gonna place my chicken pieces into the hot oil and fry them up until they're fully cooked. I fried my chicken maybe for about 6 to 7 minutes on each side until it was fully cooked. Okay, the timing on cooking your chicken depends on the thickness of your chicken that you're using. All right, but once they're nice and crispy and golden brown and fully cooked, you can remove them and place them on a plate lined with paper towel so the extra oil can drip. And that is it for frying up the chicken. So now I'm going to show you how to make the honey butter sauce on top of the biscuits. Okay, so in this bowl I have some melted butter, and to it I'm adding in some honey, and I'm gonna mix that until it's well combined and set it aside until we're ready for it. Don't forget, you guys, to check the description box down below for the measurements and all ingredients that I'm using in the video. Okay, alright, so my chicken is finished cooking, so I'm just going to remove it from the oil and place it on a plate lined with paper towel. And my biscuits is also finished as well, and here they are out the oven. So once the biscuits come out the oven, I top each of them with that delicious honey butter sauce, and our biscuits are finished, you guys. Yummy, yummy, yum. Oh, I also forgot to say, if you guys want some delicious softer biscuits, try using buttermilk instead of regular whole milk instead in this recipe, and it'll make your biscuit more moist. Okay, so the last thing I gotta show you how to make is our hot honey butter sauce for our fried chicken. All right, so here I got my melted butter and honey that we mixed for the biscuits, and I'm just using what's left over. All right, and I'm gonna add in some hot sauce. So you could add your favorite brand of hot sauce. Here I'm using Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Add in and mix it together until it's really well combined. Now for this sauce, you guys, I would say adjust the ingredients to your liking, but I will leave my measurements down below for you guys on how I made it. All right, but taste it and you could adjust it just in case you want a little bit more tanginess in your sauce or whatever. Okay, so yeah, mix that together until it's well combined, and then now let's make our spicy fried chicken and biscuit sandwich. I'm taking my biscuits and I'm just going to slice them open, and then I'm going to place a piece of chicken on my biscuit. Then I'm going to top that with some of that yummy hot butter sauce, as much or as little as you'd like. And you can stop here if you'd like, you guys, and enjoy your fried chicken and biscuit sandwich. Or you could add a fried egg on top of the fried chicken and enjoy it like this. It tasted so good with the fried egg. Cook the egg to your liking and top it off with the other piece of the biscuit and enjoy it, you guys. So good, so delicious. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the recipe. Subscribe to my channel so you can see my upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you give it a try, let me know in the comments down below how it turned out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.